SmackDown was in Spain tonight, and I was hoping for a dog and pony show, but I think I more got a snail show. Like, maybe snail racing. I think that's more of what the show I got tonight. Chelsea Green, though, getting the biggest win of her career. That was super cool. Sami Zayn continuing to be the last good guy in WWE. That's cool. But everything else, I don't know. Gunther calling Cody a nepo baby. Yeah, okay. And then Cody saying that you just want attention to Gunther. I mean, that's the go-home angle. That's what we're really selling their match on. Like, maybe if that was their first promo, but, I kind of wanted to see a little more than Gunther just saying, I retired Bill Goldberg, I retired AJ Styles, I tapped out John Cena, and then I'm going to do that to you. That was the go-home angle. This is what I've done, and I'll do it to you too, and then just walk away? Could have done with a little more hype. We're in Spain. Give the people of Spain a show, something to remember. But yeah. We start off SmackDown. Well, you know what? First, actually, let's talk about the belt giveaway. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away this belt. All you got to do to win is comment below and subscribe to the channel. And you can win this belt right here. It's not a toy, people. It's a replica. So let's get on with our one take, one shot SmackDown review where I do a review immediately following the TV show. And that way you get my gut reaction. This was in Spain, so there were spoilers out there if you didn't watch it on Netflix. For some reason, my VPN was working tonight, so I was actually able to watch it somewhat early. Allegedly. I allegedly watched it early because I don't admit to any wrongdoing, improper use of VPNs. So allegedly, I watched it early with a VPN. And that made a lot of difference, though, if I had done that, because then I wouldn't have to sit through the laborious task of watching all the commercials. SmackDown is so much better when you can skip the commercials. Gosh, we suffer here in the United States because, man alive, SmackDown is so much easier to digest without the constant barrage of TKO trying to fill their bank accounts. I know that corporations have to make money, but I mean, sometimes TKO takes it a little too far. And by a little, I mean a lot. Way too much with the ads and stuff. So being able to fast forward it and skip certain aspects of the show was very, it made it so much better. We start off with Jade Cargill and the baddies. They go to the ring, and then we have Rhea Ripley. She goes to the ring, and then we have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. They go to the ring, and it really seems like Alexa Bliss does not like Jade Cargill. She did cut a promo on her saying, "Listen, I'm going to give you a warning. I will destroy you on the microphone before your career even starts." That was either good acting or some real venom in her voice. And then we have ourselves a matchup. It's going to be Jade versus Alexa Bliss. It's a decent matchup. I think Jade has actually gotten a lot better. I think a lot of people remember Jade Cargill from a year or two ago. I think she did fine in tonight's match. And I actually really liked her match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And I think it'll be a low-key banger on Clash in Italy. Anyway, so we have this match, and Alexa Bliss lost. Alexa Bliss is starting... I'm starting to worry about Alexa Bliss. It was okay for her to lose here and there, but now she is the jobber of the singles matchups when it comes to her and Charlotte Flair. I think we need to start giving Alexa Bliss some wins. Now, I'm not saying she should have beat Jade Cargill. Not right here, because Jade is a number one contender. Jade needed to win, but maybe we should just not have put her in this situation. Or we need to start giving Alexa Bliss some wins here and there, so it's not just loss after loss after loss. You get what I'm saying? I think she still has a lot of value. In fact, the audience absolutely loved her. I think they were chanting for her more so than most tonight. But Alexa Bliss does lose after, the baddies get involved, and then Rhea and Charlotte, they chase her away. We do a move, Jade Cargill's finisher on a chair, and it looked really bad. Like, I wish they would, don't replay Alexa Bliss, because it was very obvious that she made no connection with the chair, but they sold it like she did. And, later she will have, the ice on her head, and Charlotte's all like, "Oh, you beat up my friend." She walks out, and Rhea's like, "Is she okay?" And she's like, "You better do something about this, otherwise I'm gonna do something about this." And I hate that Charlotte and Rhea are just on the same page. I feel like those two, even if they're both baby faces, should always kind of have an underlying tension between them, and should always just never like each other. It seems like they kind of sort of like each other right now. Not best friends, but at least, they're talking cordial. I don't think they should be talking cordial to each other. But that said, I think what's going to happen, the play here, is that Rhea will beat Jade, and then Jade will go have a feud with Charlotte. But yes, so that's that right there. Then we have the MFTs. They fight Damian Priest and Royce Keys. R-Truth did the thing where he's like, he gets Damian Priest and Royce Keys, who are fighting with each other verbally, and then he tricks them by saying, "Are you scared of the MFTs? I'm not scared of the MFTs. Are you scared of the MFTs? I'm not scared of the MFTs. Are you both scared of the MFTs? No, we're not both scared. Okay, then fine, you're fighting the MFTs." And then he runs away. They're like, "What? Uh-oh, now we're fighting the MFTs." So that was funny, and by the time the match was over, it seemed like Damian Priest had come to the conclusion that Royce Keys is not out to get him, because he was saying, like, I don't know if I can trust you, Royce. It seems like Solo wants you so bad. What if you're going to turn on me? But, he could see that Royce was getting beat up throughout this whole thing. So, I think Damian Priest was like, all right, this guy's not that bad, which kind of sucks. Honestly, I was kind of liking this idea of a babyface Damian Priest versus a babyface Royce Keys. I thought that was good, but it looks like now Damian is just going to trust him, because R-Truth will come out in the match, even though he's not supposed to, even though he's the tag team champion. I don't know why we don't just strip him of the titles, because if he's that injured, he should be stripped of the titles, but no. R-Truth comes out, he gets beat up, which then Royce Keys gets beat up, which allows Damian Priest to get distracted. 1, 2, 3, Talatunga beats him. Solo says, "There's still room in my family," and then they bounce. All right, so that's that. Sami Zayn, the last good guy, he goes up to Cody Rhodes. He's like, "Cody, I think you owe me an apology." Loved that. I love that he wanted an apology. Cody's like, "What? I owe you an apology?" He's like, "Yeah, man. I didn't ask to fight my friend. You, last week, wanted to fight my friend. And then when Gunther got involved, I tried to save you." and then when I hit Gunther, you attacked me. So I saw you after you got, you were getting choked out by Gunther at the end. I fought against my good guy urges, and I walked away to teach you a lesson." Oh my God. That took some brain work to spin it that way, but I love that. I loved how Sammy was able to work it into a way that he was still the good guy. He was teaching Cody a lesson. He was teaching, and that's important. You want friends who are willing to teach you the hard lessons in life. That's tough love. So I love Sami Zayn for that. He will be talking to Johnny Gargano, and Johnny Gargano's just planking, and he's just there. He's just there collecting a paycheck, probably got, whatever, I don't know. It's like, I was never a huge Johnny Gargano fan. I know that's sacrilege to the black and gold NXT, but I think he could be doing a little more. But at the same time, if WWE wanted to pay me to just go lay down on surfaces and give me TV time just looking like this, I would do it. Not gonna lie, I would do it. But Sami Zayn is talking to Johnny, and then Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, he comes up and is like, what's up, man? What are you doing? I hate that Matt Cardona, almost every single one of his matches revolve around him sticking up for Cody Rhodes in some fashion. What do you mean you don't like Cody right now? Hey, you turned on Cody, Randy. I want to fight you. What are you doing to my boy Cody Rhodes? It's like, all right, dude. All right. We get it. You and Cody are friends. But, if he's not name dropping Cody, he's not getting matches. And well, he name dropped Cody Rhodes, and Sami Zayn's like, we've known each other for a while, so they have a match. And it went a very long time. But it was still a good match. I feel, though, matches are a little too long in WWE still for TV. Like, I like long matches on PLEs, but I like shorter matches on TV because I want to see more matches or I want to see more stories. But no, we had a long match. It was a good match. Sami Zayn wins, and he continues his descent into his good guyness with his 3 ride or dies. Love the ride or dies. Now, Spain does love Sami Zayn, so I hope they kind of play into that and they do more of a Bret Hart gimmick where in the rest of the world he's a good guy and at home in the US he's a bad guy. But the problem with that is that, like, honestly, everybody just cheers. The WWE Universe is just going to cheer when they want to cheer. Danhausen, he was there and he's doing his thing again, still trying to raise the gingerbread man from the dead. And Miz comes out. Miz is like, dude, he didn't say dude. He's like, we can't have this match. And this is so hilarious. Kit Wilson, I think this is real, but I'm not 100% sure. Because at first it sounded so far-fetched, but then I started seeing that this is real. So, like, take it with a grain of salt, but it said that Kit Wilson couldn't get into Spain because of airport security and all the moisturizer he has. And so it just plays more into Danhausen's curse. And Miz is like, I can't do this. We can't have the match. He's supposed to face Axiom. And then we have Nick Aldis says, nope, you're going to do it. So he goes to face Axiom. They have a matchup. Of course, Miz is going to lose because Triple H has forgotten that Miz is a WrestleMania main eventer, and Axiom loses. However, it was in front of his home people, so that is nice. That is nice. I like when you can win in front of your mom and dad. I don't know if his mom and dad were there. I didn't see any old people with masks. And so the way he wins, though, is Miz is on the top rope, and the lights kind of flicker because of Danhausen's experiment, and then Axiom takes advantage and wins. Miz will later say, this is an unsafe work environment because, I'm getting because of the lights, the pyro attacking me while I'm in matches, and Nick is like, you're right. They go to Danhausen. Danhausen sprays Miz with, the extinguisher, and he runs away. We have Nick about to take the what is that? The blanket off the gingerbread man, dead gingerbread man, R.I.P. And Danhausen's like, don't touch that. So that was pretty much it for Danhausen in the segment. Danhausen's always funny. He's a good time. What else do we have? Tiffany Stratton's kind of a jerk. She's like, Chelsea Green just wants to be your friend. Chelsea Green is just like, please be my friend. And Tiffany's just like, no, I'm not going to be your friend. And she's like, it's not that deep, Chelsea. Like, you helped me, thanks, but bye. And so she leaves, and then Chelsea's like, yeah, cool, whatever. We have then, later, we'll have Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I kind of want these two to be gone. The fact that they have lost two of their rematches in the tag team division, I'm kind of over them as a unit together. I kind of want Lash to just go on her own at this point. But Lash and Nia go to Tiffany and like, yeah, well, don't worry, we'll take care of that Chelsea Green problem for you. And then Tiffany starts thinking, ooh, I don't like Nia. So Tiffany will get involved in the Chelsea Green-Nia match. Chelsea Green was looking really, really good. And if you know from earlier in the year on the Unreal documentary, Michael P.S. Hayes, someone really high in the WWE, said that Chelsea Green is just not main event material. And while, yes, this is technically a mid-card kind of storyline because Chelsea Green has the U.S. title, it's Nia Jax. And Tiffany does help by hitting Nia with the belt, and Chelsea Green will get the win. This was really big for Chelsea Green. Now, Chelsea Green is the first U.S. champion, but I really think her beating Nia Jax is the biggest win of her career, and it was really nice to see. Chelsea was very surprised. She went to Tiffany and be like, Tiffany, thank you. And Tiffany was like, no. I just kind of did it because I don't like them. And so this is a running story right here. But Tiffany's kind of looking like a jerk for being a babyface. But, at least it's something. I mean, honestly, at least it's something, And I guess on some level, if Chelsea, if you don't want to be someone's friend, you shouldn't have to be their friend. But Chelsea Green is definitely coming out looking the best out of this whole situation. Don't like Nia and Lash just continuously losing, though. But, yeah, way to go, Chelsea Green. I really hope this will actually get her into the main event scene. I think she would be excelente. So we have Trick Williams. He comes out with Little Yachty. I really like Little Yachty and Trick together, but it seems like that Little Yachty is starting to take more of the center stage of this act, or is becoming a 50-50 act, and I don't think it should be a 50-50 act. I think Little Yachty is here to completely highlight Trick Williams. Like, Trick says something, and then Little Yachty's like, yeah, talk, preach. He's just kind of there to be like, sound bites for Trick Williams. But it seems like now Little Yachty is taking 50% of the interview time, and I don't like that. I want Trick to have 90% of the interview time. So, I'm starting to get a little, it's not, red alert on Little Yachty yet, but, I am starting to scratch my chin and be like, that's a quote. Quote me on that. So, Little Yachty, don't hate him yet, but, let's let Trick talk more. As he's talking, Carmelo Hayes comes out, and Carmelo Hayes is like, you only beat me last week because of Ricky Saints. Carmelo Hayes is doing a lot better on the microphone, and the crowd was all about him. I can tell. I want him and Trick to have a really proper feud. I don't know if Carmelo Hayes was maybe holding back because he wasn't as familiar with the other wrestlers, but he has maybe has a true friendship with Trick Williams. So when it's your buddy, you could roast them a little harder. And while it did seem like he was roasting Trick Williams a little harder, and it's showing a lot of confidence in Trick, and it's actually the crowd is picking up on that because I feel like they were actually cheering Carmelo Hayes and not just, okay, it's time to cheer Carmelo Hayes now. As part of just that's just what we do, because we're all robots. It feels like, oh no, we actually like this guy. And Trick Williams is so likable that it's hard to get cheers against Trick Williams because Trick is awesome. So they were going back and forth. And then eventually Ricky Saints comes, and Ricky is like, oh, come on, guys, I should be champion. Now, Ricky, on the other hand, he's getting the Sol Ruca treatment. He's had, 2 matches now? 3? No. He's had 3 matches, 1 victory over Matt Cardona, and 2 losses, and then tonight was a double countout. A double countout? Oh, that, he's not... Nah, he's they better start doing something with Ricky. They better start doing something with Ricky because this is not it. It's not making him look like the good one in this trio. And right now, Little Yachty is being booked better than Ricky Saints. So yes, good match though, but whatever. That's that. What else? Anything else happened? I already told you Obafemi and Roman Reigns got promos. we did see the Grande Americano storyline, and that is going to be, I'm going to try to stream it tomorrow, but I can't make any promises, but if I'm able to, mask versus mask on AAA, that's good stuff. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then please go and just literally type El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano, and you can see I was trying to do a video, all the story leading up to it, but I didn't have enough time because of work, unfortunately. So people help me quit my day job so I can do really cool videos all day long. I'll do 2 videos a day if you'll watch them. And then we have the Gunther Cody Rhodes promo, and I already talked about it. It was basically just Gunther saying, Gunther one time said, I don't want to be a foreign heel, but he's starting to be a foreign heel. You're the American dream. You're dead. You represent the American nightmare. And honestly, Gunther shouldn't really be bad-mouthing America unless he's in America, because sometimes, in the foreign countries, they start cheering that. I think that promo If he had done it last week, probably would have hit harder because he would have been in America, and then the Americans could have been like, oh, you German, even though he's Austrian. So, yeah, he basically says it was just everything has been handed to you. You wanted to get into WWE, it was one phone call away. You wanted to train, one phone call away. You wanted this, one phone call away. Me, I had to work my way. Now, Cody Rhodes does reference Thick Gunther, who is Walter, but yeah, it was I don't know. It was just a promo that probably should have been the first promo and not the go home promo. Raw had a good go-home show this week, but this one was not that good of a go-home show. It was just kind of there. Other than Chelsea Green winning, there's really not much. And the further descent of Sami Zayn going to become a heel/good guy, nothing really here. So, there you go. And I will say this. Gunther said, Gunther made the promise. He's like, I promised I would do this to John Cena, and I did it. I promised I'd do this to Goldberg, I did it. I promised I would do this to AJ Styles, I did it. And now I'm promised I'm going to choke you out and take your belt. But he did not say, I promise I'm going to beat you and become champion. So I'm thinking Gunther is actually going to lose somehow, roll up or whatever. Then he's going to choke him out, fulfill his promise. Then he's going to just take the belt and walk away with it, fulfill his promise. But I think he is going to lose. So, and probably set up a third match. So, yeah, there you go, boys. There you go, girls. I will stream 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Clash in Italy. I don't know, though, if I'll stream tomorrow's Mask vs. Mask. Those are your, not hot takes. Hot takes are tomorrow. Silly. All right, boys. All right, girls. Thank you for joining me. See you. Bye.